Welcome back to this another live session. For the next session coming up, welcome back to this another live session, traders. Hope that you had an enjoyable day and beginning another trading days with pretty surprising price action here on all the instrument. While we can see that we had a trade early on dollar yen, which is nearly hitting the profit target here, and looking at the multiple time frame analysis, starting with gold, and then also you will be looking at other pairs that currently potentially giving us trading opportunity, starting with gold. And in other instrument you are looking at dollar yen, we are on a trade here with this 1 hour bullish candle close, and looking forward to see that the market is showing up here for further move on dollar yen. Now starting with first of all gold, and then also we'll be looking at dollar yen trade that we have opened in detail analysis, as well as the full breakdown of the trade. I've been waiting. Thank you for joining. Welcome. Good afternoon. Hope that the stream is broadcasted. If you are here, say yes. That's my first time here. Welcome, Emmanuel. Thank you for joining. Yeah, absolutely. I strongly believe that you will enjoy this session here on we are trading gold and also dollar yen. And gold trade, we had previous session as well. Welcome back to this live session. Welcome. So we are if you look at gold, we have seen the previous session there was a breakdown on gold, and we have been able to secure 2 profitable trade on gold along with that breakdown. And later in the next 3 hours of this session, we saw that again the market started to move back to the upside here in this market, starting with first of all daily market structure here. So this is the daily price action where the previous daily market is bullish, and what you can see that this is where the market structure is bullish. All right, so if we look at this overall trend in this market, you guys look at it, you can see this is a very interesting, I would say, that price action that you can see on gold, especially on the daily. And there is a very interesting correlation as well in this market structure on gold, and it's a sharply bull market. Along with also you can see this market in this bullish market structure, the price is showing up that it's maintaining this uptrending market structure here. And is the sound and voice clear? Can you assist me on that? I hope that it's clear and being broadcasted properly. Thank you. Welcome. Okay, so thank you. Now gold, that we can see the market structure on gold is significantly bullish, that we can see starting from here. This is the impulse followed by narrow correction, another impulse followed by deeper correction, another impulse followed by correction. The market is maintaining this series of higher high and higher low. If you look at here, you can see it's a clean uptrending market structure, creating series of higher high and higher low, which is in a bullish trend in this market. So there's no doubt about it, it's in a bullish trend. Now in that bullish trend, we saw this red candle is the Friday's candle that we have seen Friday, and then it's Thursday, and then Friday there was a narrower green candle which is starting up a new impulse to the upside here in this market on gold. And followed by, we saw that yesterday, as the Monday, the first day of trading week, was significantly bullish from here, and the market has made its move back to the upside with one single impulse back to the upside that we have seen tomorrow, and followed by, we can see that today the market from the daily, if we look at that, we can see the price from this daily price section, the price dropped. There was a break of structure. Normally, if you look at in an uptrending market or in a downtrending market, welcome. So when the market had a trend, so if you look at that, it's having a trend. So in the market trend, more often you see the price when it goes against the trend, especially breaking against the direction of the trend, the market more often you see that breaks from the structure. Now you can see that here it has broken from this structure that earlier we have seen from the 1 hour chart. There was a complete breakdown here, and this is the 1 hour breakdown. The price is completely broken out of that structure, and then with this breakout, the price overextended below this key support level. From this, if you look at here, you can see this is a 1 hour bullish doji, and from the same key level, the market has completely broken out of that level with back-to-back 3 hours of bullish trend showing up that the market now may continue to rise back here. Now 4 hour chart, that if we look at from the intraday, we can see that from the 4 hour perspective, this is the resistance line here on the 4 hour, that on gold. And if we look at the 1 hour here, that you can see the market is currently approaching that intraday resistance line, and highly likely you could see that rejection back above. You can see the market drop below this 1 hour 20 EMA overextended, followed by one single rejection back to the upside here in this market, which is now pushing back again to the upside to the intraday resistance line here. So which is, if we look at the 15 minutes, this is the trend that you can see the market is maintaining this clean uptrending market structure, which ultimately there is a 15 minutes crossover of 10 and 20 EMA. Where looking at the 5 minutes as well, there is a, you said the previous hourly close with a break of structure here. Again, the market has shown that it's now breaking again back to the upside to the major direction of the trend. So that being said, now as the market trend is up here, it is approaching this key level. There is a significant fair value gap that you can see here from the 4 hour, and if the market is going to hit that resistance, we might see the market to fill that fair value gap, which is on the 4 hour time frame, to move up to cross that high. Now before it goes to the fair value gap, are you going to see the market to come back here to test this intraday support level? This is the 4 hour low that I have drawn, that support level, which is an important 4 hour support level that the current session's candle closed here, and then there is another candle bounce back to the upside from the 4 hour time frame, and that is where we are looking at possible next entry opportunity from the intraday low here. This is the 4 hour support that looking at the market to retest and then to return again back to the upside. You're looking at that the market to retest here this important support level and then to revert again back to the upside from this key support area on gold. Now we see that lower time frame breakdown potentially. This is the current support that would like to see the market to overextend or create a double bottom and then to give us an entry. Our possible entry area in this zone here that we are looking at for an entry in this session. Here if we look at, this is around 12 pip gap in that area that you can keep as a fluctuation zone. And from the 4 hour, if we look at, the price is dropping down to that level. Now lower time frame price action, it's in an uptrend, breaking from this trend line on the 1 minute chart. If we look at, this is a trend line from the lower time frame. From 1 minute, this is a trend line. The market is creating that structural bounce here, and here is the price is approaching that key move back to the upside here in that market, waiting for the price to drop well below to this support level and then to potentially return back again to the upside here to create a new higher high in this market. Here is the price to drop down here. This is what we're waiting to see, the price to break below, retest, and then to return again to the major direction of the trend. We see that there's a break of structure. Is the market prepared for this bounce back again, or you could see that another drop down here to this support level? We can see that this is a break of structure. The market is coming down here for this potential drop back to this 4 hour support level, and here is the move that we are waiting to see the price to retest and then to have another rejection back to the upside to this key level. The previous session's trade that we have opened from this level was a big win, and we are looking also discuss on the trade. Now in the meantime, market is coming down here from the 4 hour support test. We might be opening buy market as soon as the price will drop down to that level, so we are preparing for a possible entry in that area. Now with the head and shoulder, the market is breaking back below. In that, this is the 5 minute chart on gold, which is showing that the price may drop back down here to this key support level. And looking at this market from also the previous price action perspective, where what we have seen, this is, if you look at, this is the intraday support, and from that intraday support the market has made its move back to the upside, waiting for this pullback. And now with that pullback, if you look at, you see this is an overextension from this support level, and this overextension is what we are looking at in this market to possibly to revert back again to the upside here to create a new higher high in this market. And there's a fair value gap that you can see, which is pretty big fair value gap, and in that bigger fair value gap, looking at this market to bounce off that level. And Welcome back to this live session. Here is what we can see. The price has tested again the 5-minute support, and with that breakup structure from that level, wanting to see the market to possibly again going back up to create a new higher high here. The price slowly breaking back below here to this support level and expecting the price to come back here to break further low to this support level and then to potentially to return back again to the upside here. And this is where we are looking at in this market, the price to potentially to test and then to react back again to the upside here in this market. So as the market is approaching this support level, which is intraday 4-hour support, if you guys look at it, you can see this is where the market previously has broken back below, and then from here it has got another rejection back to the upside, and in that rejection the market has penetrated that support and then return again back up. Here is the market slowly building that momentum back below, and that momentum that we are looking at in this market to come down. So we want to see the price has penetrated back below to this 4-hour support level. That is what we are looking for, an entry to the upside, because this support is important. It's a long-term bull market, so anytime the price is hitting that level with the lower time frame bigger move that you can see on the 15 minutes, it's now showing that there is a potential break below. That is where we are looking to see the market to again bounce off that level, because it's a bull market. We always keep in mind the trend, which is very important. Are you guys ready for an entry here? Say yes. We had 2 entries in our previous session. Welcome back to this live session. We have previous session we had 2 trades, both of them winner. Looking forward to see some new entry coming up, and which is showing that the trend is maintaining that uptrend here. And here is the liquidity sweep primarily, and we might see the market to possibly to return again back to the upside, where here is the move that you can see the market to drop back down to that support level. So it has created a lower time frame fair value gap here. We may be able to count on it for an upside bounce from this support level. I'm preparing for a potential entry in that area. A dollar yen trade that we have opened it's moving as per our plan, which is going up to potentially to the profit target. I'm waiting for that TP hit on dollar yen. This is our target level at 150 point, nearly to TP. 150.96 level is our take profit target on dollar yen. Okay, so I had two trades. One is 150.85, which is hitting that TP on dollar yen. Now there is a candle close on gold on the lower time frame, and that might be and starting up a move here. And 1 minute chart, long wick doji. Gold is little choppy, but at the same time it's now on a potential move in that market, where you are looking at this price to potentially hit that high here to the upside to create a new higher high. This is where 3964 is an important resistance line on gold, and lower time frame there is a doji expecting that to retest that intraday support level. That's where we will be able to find another entry here in this market, expecting the price to break that low and then to retest back again to the upside. Now lower time frame, you can see the market is slowly penetrating back below in that area. So where you are looking at this market to come back here to possibly to retest, this is a gap here that you can see in this area where around 12 pip gap. Would like to see the market to test that level. We see that it's started to reject from this support, and it could still continue to go up and hit that 4-hour resistance line, but the best entry will be from that retest of this level. There is a breakup structure that in that area it has created, and from that breakup structure the market may potentially continue to trend back up. Okay, so here lower time frame again we see that break, and coming to the intraday support level, 4-hour support is important to see that the market to hit and then to potentially reject back again to the upside. Though we see there is a possibility for weak fill, but I think the market to react from that level is a high probability in this market. Just has created a new lower low. we might be able to enter very soon. Looking at this is 1 hour price action. We have seen the first 1 hour candle has created significant price action here to this level. Now I'm preparing for a potential entry for this bounce back above with this rejection. Pretty sharp rejection back above here. Big bounce. And okay, so with this fair value gap, if you look at here, you can see the market has been able to react back above from this fair value gap, which is now pushing back to the upside. This is bullish price action on the 1 hour chart that you can see. Welcome back to this live session. Now, with this bullish impulse to the upside from this key support level, the market is now maintaining that uptrending market structure. What we are looking at for the price to potentially return to the resistance line, there is a, if you look at, it's a bigger fair value gap in that area, which the market potentially to go ahead and test that level. As the market trend is up, so we could see at any point jump back to the upside to fill that fair value gap, even potentially to create a new higher high. Trend is very important as you look at that. You always look at the market that is trending. Now here, if we look at the low of this current session's price action, that you can see exactly after break of this support, the market has made its move back to the upside. It's a complete breakout from this support level, which is showing that the market potentially continue to trend back to the upside. If you look at the 15 minutes price action, you can see it's a complete bullish engulfer from this break of structure, and then heading back above again to fill that long wick here, which is a pure imbalance. Now you can see it's a fair value gap approaching this zone, even breaking that one upside further. In the meantime, we can see the market has made its move. We saw the dollar yen. We had position that we opened previously on dollar yen, which has started to bounce off that level that we have opened on dollar yen from this support. The market, as soon as we open the trade, it is started to break above, which we saw that pullback, and the market is maintaining this uptrending market structure on dollar yen, which may continue to rise, potentially continue to rise here to create a new higher high, which is in a sharp uptrending market structure that we can see on dollar yen. And we see that it's in a pretty strong uptrend if you look at from the lower time frame, and that is where the market is maintaining its trend, and we could see that continuation. If you look at the daily here, you can see also it's maintaining that uptrending market structure. This is the current support level on gold. We have seen there is a complete breakout. Are you going to see an entry? To enter, we now looking at the price action confirmation. It's already has broken above. You can see this is the 15 minutes price action, which is a bullish engulfer from this breakout structure, and which 70p candlestick pattern here, which could bring the price back above to this key resistance line. And I'm planning to enter a trade with this candlestick pattern. This is a bullish engulfer with a stronger liquidity grab with this fair value gap. So we will be looking to go long with this candle. This is 15 minutes bullish engulfer, keeping the stop loss below this low and TP target to this here, which is TP1, and later we can keep the rest of the position running for bigger profit target. So this is where entry that we are using the 15 minutes bullish engulfer. I will be also using the full educational description of the trade that we are using. I have opened stop loss at 3955, entry by market, and we will be explaining later in depth the strategy behind this trade. With full risk management, we are opening buy on gold. This is the third trade on gold, and looking for, we see already the market start to move since we opened, and would like to see that it's moving in the direction. Alright, so we can see this is the 15 minutes candle closed, and the price is on a bullish trend. Since we open already few pip up here, expecting it to continue to rise back to this fair value gap. This is a bigger fair value gap, and we are looking for this candlestick pattern to bounce off the level. If you look at the 4 hour, that you can see it's already has broken this resistance line, expecting it to go ahead and hit that previous session's imbalance in that area in this market. So we are on a trade on gold that we have opened this session just now. This is the third trade for today live, and expecting it to close as well with significant profit. Are you guys excited with this trade as well? Say yes if you are running this trade with me. How many of you say yes, we trade the real trading, and here is the real trading happen. If you guys excited about this trade and also learning something, say yes in the live chat. And really, trading can change our overall everything that you can see once you know that how to trade in the right direction, right? So this is the trend that in gold we have open positions. Would like to see the market to bounce off that level, and this is where we are running currently 36p profit, and would like to keep that a little upside here before we take anything. It's still moving in the direction. There's a fair value gap, and would like to see that it's continuing back to the upside with one single breakout here. This is a bullish market, and here is also the order block that we see at this level in that high. The trend is up, and we are looking to catch this move back to the upside here in this market. Now there was a breakup structure. If you guys look at, you can see this is the 4 hour breakup structure, and that has given now new liquidity in this market. So because it gained liquidity, we might see now a possible new higher high, or at least to equal high as in this uptrending market. We saw that significant breakup structure that has gained momentum now for possible new higher high in this market. Now 4 hour perspective here that you can see, this is the 4 hour market where there was, if you look at this 4 hour candlestick pattern, you can see it is a significantly bullish market, and in that bull market the price has shown that we might see a continuation back here to the upside, to the major direction of the trend. Entry again. There's a breakup structure here on the lower time frame again. It just has broken from this structure to this support. Okay, so there is a possibility for the market to revert again, as it's on the key support level, waiting for a new higher high to be created. If the market goes up to create a new higher high here, we can move our stop loss near to this level here, because it's a support level, waiting for this candle to potentially to break above again to the major direction of the trend. This is an uptrend. Here is a liquidity sweep, and expecting the market continue to trend back to the upside here, and it's started to move again in the direction of the trend, where you would like to see it's creating a series of higher high and higher low, which is in an uptrending market. And here is the support, which is a key support level, expecting the market to continue to rise back to the upside to create a new higher high, where you can see that this breakup structure was a liquidity sweep. And this is what I always guys try to explain to all of you, that when to see that the market is maintaining an structure here. So if you look at that, the market, you can see this break, this is 1 minute chart though, but see that how the market has broken from that structure to this key support level. The first step here is to look at the trend. Now the trend is up, that you can see it's maintaining this uptrending market structure, followed by breakup structure exactly to the previous important support level with a one single drop back below. And with that breakup structure, the market has maintained this move back to the upside here. And that's where the market is showing up, that the price potentially to break above and then to continue to trend to create a new higher high in this market. This is where you can see that this is the 5 minute chart here as well, and you can see the price also maintaining this uptrending market structure. So 15 minutes also, if you look at, it's a pretty big doji, and also 30 minutes that you can see one big bounce, a bullish candle. Now 1 minute chart also showing that possibly to return back in this uptrending market structure, continue to rise up. And once the price managed to break this 3967 level, we can expect it to rise back up to fill this fair value gap. This is where the FVG, right? And understanding that will give you always a big edge in each trade that you will be opening in the market, and that's the secret of profitability. Now, if you guys look at, if you are looking at our the VIP group or the premium group, where I do share every trade with the proper strategy and understanding that how the market in fact react in those situations. This is some of the trade that we have opened previously, and also majority of them I have shared. A couple of trade I have opened myself, and those trade that you can see, this many of them we opened in this live session. You guys have seen, you can check with the previous recording that we have in this live session, all of them. And those trade also I'm going to share in the premium. And if you want to also stay connected by joining the Telegram, you can find link below this video. Join the free Telegram, where I do share many of the trade ideas that will change your trading completely, the way you look at the market. So I have shared in the, if you guys look at it, you can see I've shared the free Telegram link. It's moving up right now. We have opened in the right direction, which is going in the right direction at the moment. And now what is next? Let's look at that, how we can increase that movement, that profitability currently going up in that direction here in this market. The key here, as I mentioned earlier guys, is to look for a market that is trending and then trade based on this trend. Trading with the trend is the most profitable trading system one can ever have. Now the market structure is showing that significantly bullish, which is moving back up, creating a new higher high and higher low. This is currently trending, and we might see that potential continuation, this uptrend here. All right, so we up with this trade quite a few pip, nearly to 50 pip up I am with this trade, and which is still appreciating, guys. Are you enjoying this trade? Say yes. This is where you open the live trade in the live account, and also trading every single day in this market. Now it's approaching that this is a fair value gap, which is maintaining the upside here, and we're going to take profit once we see the market has reached enough. We are on 50 pip up with this trade, nearly to 53 to 55 pip depending on your entry. For me it's around 53 pip floating profit running on, and but I think it potentially continue to rise back up here, holding on to that for more gain. Welcome. So how can I be part of your VIP member? Manuel, you can join today. We have currently 95% off joining the mentorship program only for this week. This might get anytime ended very soon. You can find link below this video. You can visit the website www.forextradingwizard.com. Scroll down to below to this, click here to join button, and then join now to become a part of the premium group. And also more information you can find by joining the free telegram that you can find link below this video, where also you can get access to all my trading tool currently available for those who want to take their trading to the next level. And you guys see that learning is, there is no alternative to education. There's no alternative to learning, right? Anything you want to do, either you want to be a full-time job holder, you need to learn. Okay, you want to learn a diploma, you want to do something, you need to learn. There is no alternative to learning to become a successful trader. You need to focus on learning, and that's what we are doing here, guys, every single day in this live session. Anything you want to do, by doing it, learning by doing it. You can't learn reading a book. I never recommend to learn trading by reading a book. You can develop a good trading psychology by reading a book, but you will never be able to learn trading by reading a book, because it's a practical task. Now I'm well above here. It's time for me to take the profit here, 67 to 69 pip up with this trade. Are you guys ready? I'm taking out this trade now at the moment from the market. Another win in a row, 7th winning trade on gold. All right, so now what do you have this week today? Dollar yen win, gold back to back, 4th win that we have taken out. Come on, that's a big one. I'm sharing all those trades that I have opened early today and in the premium group. Alright, so also going to explain in depth understanding of the market structure. Today's trades so far, and all those trades have been shared in the premium group. Anyone watching this, you can see, you can verify that. You can verify those trades, some additional, some premium. So all those trades that you can see, you can find on premium, plus some additional trade that I have opened by ourselves. So you can see dollar yen. This is the dollar yen trade that we have opened early successfully. Also I have shared in the premium group. The first two trade also have been shared in the premium group. The last one also have been shared in the premium group. These two trade I have opened myself during the time of high volatility. So that's where you can keep consistency. And this is from my personal trading account. You can see this today's trade, the screenshot, and also have shared in the premium group. Now, how can you achieve this kind of accuracy? If you think that it's hard, just I'm showing you that it's not hard. The only thing that you need to make sure is consistency, right? How can you gain that consistency? By practicing, by becoming good at it, something that you want to practice every single day. Reading the market is the key. You guys have seen that how the trade was opened, the trade was called for from exactly to the level that we are looking at, from this breakup structure where the market has broken from the structure, and from that level the price has made its move back to the upside. The key level, looking at finding the key level and looking at the fair value gap, which way the market leaving the imbalance. The market moves from imbalance to the imbalance, right? That's how the nature of the market. It's like the universe, right? Universe doesn't like to leave, universe constantly strive for balance, which is a very important aspect of every area in our life as well. You see that anything attributes too much importance, it creates an imbalance in the energetic field of this universe. And that's why you'll see that if you attribute anything to importance too much more than what it yourself, it becomes harder for you to achieve, because in fact you're gonna bring or attract anything that is for who you are. So becoming a trader rather than trading is more important. How can you become a trader rather than trading? Is by focusing on becoming, right? So how can you become a trader? Is to find the trade in the right area and trading based on how a professional trader trades, how smart money trades. You see this breakdown that we were talking about in this live session. You guys have seen that we are discussing about entering into a trade from a breakup structure, right? So the breakup structure here, why did this happen? Why did that breakup structure happen? Is because this is the liquidity trigger. When the market is trending, if you look at, this is a trend, right? This is a trend. This breakdown from the trend is where you need to look at for entry, because it's counterintuitive. Breaking from the trend, more often we think that, okay, the market is breaking from the trend, we are looking for reversal, just to see that the market in fact prepared for a rejection rather than reversal, and that rejection coming from the area of value, right? So where the market has broken and has come back. Looking at the trend is very important. This is the 4-hour drop that we have seen, a complete breakup structure, return again, and then breakup structure entry for this move. So the first step is to understand the bigger flow. Flow is very important, right? Now, how do you know that bigger flow? Bigger flow is the major trend. So you always need to synchronize with the higher time frame and the lower time frame. The higher time frame trend here is bullish. 4-hour daily, these two time frame are crucial to understand the trend in the market. Now once you see that the 4-hour trend is supporting you for that entry, then you can look at the lower time frame breakup structure, going back to that intraday support or resistance and then entry. The market is still maintaining this uptrending market structure, which is currently moving back again to the major direction of the trend. This is what we are looking at, guys. The market is maintaining that uptrend here, and from the 1 hour that we can see with this breakup structure, this is a refreshing of the trend. Here you see that the market has refreshed that trend, which is potentially currently moving back to the upside to the direction of the trend. And this is the previous swing high here, which is the previous resistance line, coming back here. So where the market is with this crossover of 10 and 20, the price is showing up in that area. It's still maintaining this uptrend here. Maintaining this uptrending market structure, we see that the price is pushing back up. We are looking for again another entry. As soon as we find that suitable entry opportunity, we will be jumping on this trade again. Scaling back to the upside here. Which is currently maintaining that. We see the price has just touched that order block. Creating here a significant bullish market structure in that area on gold, and you can see the price is slowly building that momentum back to the upside here, which is we could see that continuation. Approaching that key support level. So there is a rejection from the higher price here. Let's see that what the market is trying to build up. We could see that deeper pullback to this price action. This is significantly bullish market, and there is a breakout structure that you can see on the lower time frame. And now we can see there is a breakup structure again. Now this breakup structure is are we going to see a change of trend, or we could see again bouncing back to the upside that we are looking at on this lower time frame to see how the market is reacting to this level. So the market in a support level, and here is looking for a directional bias again. In a few seconds, we would like to see how the market is closing in this 5 minutes candle. This is the 30 minutes candle closed as well. We can see there is a rejection with a pin bar, and this is a bullish market structure where we might see now a possible rejection back above to the major direction of the trend. Here is the price action has closed with a bullish continuation pattern, and this is what we're looking to see, that how the market is potentially creating its structure in that area. Most likely you'll see the trend continuation here, and don't you think bulls are a little weaker? I think it might create a reversal pattern here and then try to bounce back up to this key resistance line again, where there is a liquidity. As the market moves from liquidity to liquidity, we could see this market to potentially trend back again to this imbalance, where you can see the market to bounce off that level. This is another breakup structure that you can see here, and that could eventually bring the price back above to this key resistance level. The major trend here is up, so if you look at here, that if the market trend remaining bullish, the continuation, All right, so here is the market showing that uptrending market structure maintaining. For us to find another entry, we'll be looking to see again another potential breakup structure here, and that is where looking at for the market to potentially to retest back again to this key level of liquidity zone, which is now here is the current area of value. Price to potentially go ahead and hit that level. As you can see, the price is maintaining this uptrending market structure again. So if you look at it, you can see this is the lower time frame. This is a narrower doji. Here on the lower time frame, it's maintaining this an uptrending market structure, which is driving the price back above to this key level of resistance line, where there is a high area of value, and that market structure that you can see after break of this structure showing that potential continuation back here. It still didn't retest this order block. And the bullish reaction potentially to remain. And here the market is maintaining this uptrend. You can see from this level, it started to evolve again back to the upside to the major direction of the trend, and which is showing that the price potentially continue to drive back to the upside here in this market. And that's what we're looking at. This market trend is up, and we will be looking for further entry. I think there is a potential breakout possible here, as whenever the market is coming down, we see that there is a stronger bullish momentum coming back. The previous session on the 4-hour, we have seen that liquidity trigger from this 4-hour 10 EM, and the market has bounced back to the upside from that level. That's where we are looking at this market to continue to trend and creating a new higher high in this market. The price is approaching that key resistance line where there's a high liquidity, and the price now showing that potentially continue to rise back here to create a new higher high. So for us to find another entry here, we can see that after break of this structure, it's maintaining again that the market potentially continue to trend back above here to create a new higher high. So as already we see, there is a break of structure continuation back above is the possibility here to create a new higher high. 3977 break possible, and for us to enter in that area, we are looking for the same kind of setup that we have closed in profit just few minutes ago. Hello, welcome sir. What is the reason behind the trade? That is very vital question, right? How many of you want to know the reason behind the trade that you have secured here? This is a massive one. This is the continuous winner back to back. For those who have followed our previous session and also in the premium group, I have also secured, also shared the same trade of the dollar yen, which has given us also the profit target hit on dollar yen, and also the gold trade. I do share every detail of the trade, that what is the reason and why we have taken the trade. Now bringing that in the front to understand how we take those trade, right? So the trade that was sent out in the premium group with detail has been explained. Now you can see the market is now again pushing back to the upside in that area. The key here is to look at the directional bias. You don't have to have a lot of information, especially if you are trading on lower time frame, right? If you are a short-term trader like me, day trader or swing trader or a scalper, the only information that needed as a trader is the price action. As a price action trader, this is the key to look at when the market is preparing for a potential directional move. And by being a price action trader, one of the most important criteria that I have discovered since I started my trading here is to know when smart money is, or the bigger volume coming in the market. Once you know the directional bias, that means the trend, how do you know that when bigger flow coming in the market? Because you can read the trend, you can find out the trend from the market structure, but you won't be able to see the volume coming in the market, right? Who is placing bigger order in this $1 trillion market? No one knows, but there is a way to know that. And you see that whenever we trade it from here as well, and the previous one that we opened from here, right? For those who following me, we open massive winner from here in our previous session and now this session as well. So to understand that when there is a bigger volume coming in the market, how do you know that? Can anyone has an idea about it? I'm asking as a question, let me know. How do you know that when the bigger volume coming in the market? It's a very important question, because you need to combine your entry with the liquidity. That is where you remain in the top. Welcome. And the only way that you can know is from the price action. How the market is breaking from the structure, why the market is breaking from the structure in the way it is doing. asking question not to others but to yourself when you are opening position will give you a huge edge in the market. Because so do you use any volume indicator? I don't use volume indicator. There is a reason behind it. I used to use all indicators. I use RSI, RSI divergence, CCI, MACD, Bollinger Band, moving average. How many indicators you can say name? I tried all of them. Sometimes they might make you paralyzed, which is sometimes called the analysis paralysis, right? You don't need any of them. You see that two moving averages in my chart? They are just to see. Moving average is not an indicator. Moving average will tell you that the mean price in relation to the market, okay? Because moving average is not any kind of indicator. Try to understand what moving average is. Moving average is where current price in relation to the mean price, right? Where mean price is very important, because if you want to trade a market, first of all you need to understand that where is the benchmark of this price. Because understanding true intrinsic value, if you are investor for a long time, you a very smart investor, you should have that idea. If you don't know the true intrinsic value of an asset or any instrument, then it's very difficult for you to make a decision either to buy or sell. Because the market will never ever always stay in its baseline. Either it will be overbought or is oversold market. And when you know the mean value, you know that the market how far from its average value or the from where it should be in its true intrinsic value, that I would say. Now, once you can have an understanding about the direction and also where the market in terms of moving averages, the only thing that you need to know is the market structure. When the market breaks from the structure, that's where the key. That's where you need to look at. To understand volume, you don't need an indicator, you need the session. Right? Day in, day out now, years of time, I'm observing the chart in front of the chart, that to understand when the market having volume, right? You need to look at the timing, not the indicator. This is kind of fourth dimension, right? 3 dimension, as scientists said that the fourth dimension is time, right? In fact, it is. So in space and time is total 4 dimension, right? In space, if you look at X, Y, Z, 3-dimensional space plus add the 4th dimension is the time. So you need to look at the 4th dimension, the timing, not the volume. What session, what time. So you need to relate the movement with the timing. For example, there's a London Open, suddenly the market breaks down. That is what you need to connect the dot. Okay, London session, there is a breakdown. London Open, there is a breakdown. That's the relationship. That's the relationship of the volume. London close, there is a breakdown or breakout. That's the relationship. New York Open, there is a breakdown or breakout. That's the relationship that you need to look at. There is a high impact news just been released in 15 minutes earlier. Now the market is trending. That's the relationship you need to make. With timing, market structure, liquidity, price action. Now you can see the market is moving, in fact, in that direction and potentially to bounce off or cross the previous today's high. And as you can see, it's maintaining this uptrend here. There is a breakup structure which has eventually reverted back again to the major direction of the trend. Okay, now the market is maintaining that uptrending. Market has used multiple liquidity grab after break of this support. It's start to trend, and we may see now because it purged or refreshed from this breakout structure, we could see that continuation back here to create a new higher high in this market. There's a potential breakout. Yes, it is breaking out. A pretty sharp potential breakout here, and Boom, that's a breakout. New all-time high, and are you going to see that 3,400? 4,000 nearing. Not very far. 3979, 3980 reached, and we are seeing that the market reached almost to 3980. So complete breakup structure with a new uptrending market structure. New all-time high. So this is a new all-time high has created here, and the market may remain little volatile at the moment, where okay, it's pushing back up to the key level that you can see. The market has made significant breakout here, and which is a big breakout on gold, and we are looking at for entry on a pullback. Now we can see the market, the candle close above. On the 4-hour also there is a candle close, and which is a pullback now. Looking forward to enter again with another new trading opportunity here. Current session's low, that's what we're looking at before the 4-hour candle close. Would like to see a pullback. We are looking for next entry. This is the 1-hour support, and and in that 1 hour support, the market is showing up a possible bounce that you can see, and that could take that market back above here, which is showing that the price is heading back to the upside here in that market. So lower time frame price action, again, this is the current support level. It's in a stronger bullish trend. On the 1 minute, we can see that there is no yet break of structure of this uptrend, and because the market is in a sharp uptrend here, looking for a pullback to this key support level. Okay, so you can see the price has created a new all-time high, and with that all-time high, it's moving aggressively back to the upside. This is the current session's low, which is in an uptrending market. It's maintaining this series of higher high, higher low in an uptrending market structure yet, and alright, so we are waiting for the pullback once we also close the dollar yen trade, which was in a bullish market structure. Now on gold, it has managed to break out again to the major direction of the trend from exactly where we started to trend. Now at the moment, we can see that it's a the candlestick pattern that you can see on the lower time frame is pretty bullish, and in that bull market, we'll be waiting for another pullback to this support level. waiting for a break of structure to come back here in that support level, and that's what we're looking at for this entry. Okay, this is where you can see the market slowly breaking that low. With this breakup structure, the market structure again creating for an upside here. We're going to look at deeper pullback. So we're looking to see here's the move. The market is maintaining this uptrending market structure, and you could continue to rise back here, potentially to create a new higher high in this market. And we are waiting for another entry opportunity very soon for this potential move back above here. That's what we're looking at. The lower time frame price action and the higher time frame price action to synchronize together for a move in one direction. breaking down here, and with this pin bar, the market has maintained that uptrending market structure, which is showing that the price potentially continue back here to the major direction. Welcome. There is liquidity grab. Yes, exactly where we have seen that liquidity trigger, and the market has made its move in the major direction from the liquidity grab. And one of the most important part of trading is to know that when the market is preparing for this liquidity grab, and then trading based on the day. You can see that here when we are entering the trade, whenever the first thing that we look at is, has the market prepared for another move by breaking from the structure, or it's a simple trend continuation. That means if the market is a very ideal, creating series of higher high and higher low, I do not enter. I wait for this break of structure, because whenever the market is breaking from the structure, not breaking from the structure, but has broken out of the structure and then rejected again in the direction of the trend, that's where the market in fact in that direction. So if you look at in this market here, you can see it's here, which is maintaining this uptrending market as used multiple liquidity grab, and that is where the price action is showing up, showing that we could see that this market to potentially trend with a liquidity trigger. Liquidity trigger means that it has broken from the structure either in an uptrend or in a downtrend, and then it has shown that enough momentum again to return back in the direction of the major trend. Video not playing at the session open. Thank you. Are you sure video not playing? I think it's playing out. Can you let me know if it is not playing? Thank you. Now here is the, if you look at from this top, the market now slowly trying to pull back because it created this all-time high and in an uptrend. Where are you looking at for this potential pullback here? You can see this is the lower time frame support, and with this breakup structure, if you look at here, this market to potentially deepen to this 1 hour support, and 30 minutes chart also showing that bullish, 15 minutes pretty long week candlestick pattern here. You can see it's breaking from the structure. This is what we're looking at for the market to potentially break from the structure to this session's low. Breaking to this session's low, and we're at 1 hour support level. Boom, that's the break below here. And potentially finding another entry very soon. That's what you're looking at here. Welcome, welcome. The market has just broken that 1 hour support, and with the break of support, the market currently approaching that key resistance line that you can see. And as there is a break of structure, what we are looking at for the price to potentially trend back again or continue to rise back again to the upside. It's on a key support level. Okay, there is a significant break from this high here. After creating this all-time high, we can see that rejection from this higher price, which is showing that the market potentially to return back below. And that breakdown could bring the price for another retest of this key support level. Coming to this key support level, expecting it to have potential rejection back above here in this market, where the price is maintaining this uptrending market structure. On a key support level, now the price action here on the lower time frame is showing that potential rejection. That local downtrend now could bring the price back below here, or we could see a rejection back again. This is what looking at for this market to show up. Here is the movement that you can see for the market to show up another bounce. Here is the doji formation on the lower time frame from this previous resistance and support. The market is having a rejection back again from this support level, and increased volatility could give the market another momentum here. And as you can see, there is an inverted head and shoulder that has formed in this area, and that inverted head and shoulder could continue to rise back up here. And as the market trend is showing that both directional bias is possible, either could bounce back up to create a new higher high for another move, or we could see the market to drop down here to this support level. This is where we are looking at for a possible breakdown in this market. Okay, there is still a downtrend. So this is an order block that we have seen, you guys, from this level. The market has made its bounce back to the upside here, and it's now pushing back down to that neckline of this order block that you can see, where the previous resistance, which is turning support here, and in that order block as the resistance turns support, expecting the market to trend further down here to this previous resistance turn support. We're looking at this market to potentially retest again and then to return to the major direction of the trend, where this downtrend, once it revert again, we can look for that another entry. Patience is key. Are you guys ready for another entry? If you are ready, we need only patience. Risk management is first priority that we are looking at here for this market to bounce off that level, and then we will be entering into the trade. So it might be forming a potentially inverted head and shoulder, or if it grabs more liquidity here, the market could break below here to this support level. Where there is a rejection here with this lower time frame, and looking at this level for this market to possibly test again. And we are looking at the 4-hour candle close coming in few minutes, and also this lower time frame market structure showing up that possible bounce from this level. While also you can see the dollar yen in our previous session have secured the trade, and dollar yen from the 1 hour, we saw there was a liquidity trigger. The market is trending here on dollar yen, and we could see that potential further continuation back above the current level that we will be looking at dollar yen, this 4-hour support, which we could see the market to test and then to reject back again, which will be an important area that you can look for an entry on dollar yen. While gold is bouncing off that level, as has created that move on gold, and which is showing the market potentially this is the 1 hour and 30 minutes price action, both of them 1 hour candlestick pattern closing potentially as a doji. Now if it is closing as a 1 hour doji, which could be that the market to possibly return again in the direction of the major trend, which will be a possible bullish trend continuation here from the 1 hour once we see it's closing as a doji. Now this is the 1 hour 10 EM. The market has tested this support, has got the rejection back above. 30 minutes also closing potentially as a doji. So this is where the lower time frame market structure on this, that showing market structure is bullish. So here is the looking at on gold, that the market, which is showing that from this support level had a reaction back above, and that reaction that we are looking at in this market to possibly cross that high here, which is high liquidity zone that you can see. Looking for an entry on the lower time frame here for this uptrend, and Here is the move that you can see the market is now pushing down for another pullback here, and that drop down on the lower time frame is approaching that key support level, expecting it to retest and then return again. From the 1 hour you can see that it's potentially breaking back for another retest of this support, and it's a long-term bull market, so breaking below to this support is where we could find another entry. You might be able to find an entry. Looking for another entry on gold. So with 1 hour candle, if you guys look at it, you can see it's closing as a doji. Now, if the market is closing here as a doji from the 1 hour, the next candlestick pattern as the rule of thumb should be forming at the top, which is potentially to bounce off that level. And the market creating that pattern that you can see, it's showing that bullish continuation. We could see the price to continue to rise back up here to create a new higher high. Okay, so here we can see the market, the 1 hour candle closed with a narrower doji, which is a sign of further continuation back above. This is the 1 hour support, and there is a 10 EMA that you can see the market has potentially been tested and waiting for a possible upside bias in that market. This is what we're looking at in this market, to potentially retest and then to return again back up, which is, if you look at here, you can see this is a support level, pretty important support on the lower time frame, and in that support forming a possible doji. Dollar yen continuation back above. Gold started to break below. We had successful 3 trades closed today with all of them profit, including dollar yen, gold, and this week we had a very high win rate this week. So far 100% winner. All the trade that we have opened, winner. Let's keep winning that way. This is some of the trades that I have shared in the premium group. Including entry, stop loss, and take profit target. And welcome. Thank you for joining this live session. That being said, traders, it was a great session with all of you. Looking for another session very soon tomorrow, coming up with some high impact news. I'll see you there again. Make sure you join the Telegram channel for more updated education as well as analysis like that. Thank you, and we'll talk to you soon in our next session.